Hello and welcome to the channel. Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima has called out international media houses such as the CNN, BBC and Sky, saying the Africa continent is not all about poverty, insecurity, as is the case with Sudan right now, and all the bad stuff that you keep hearing about. Africa is much more, he says. He made the remarks at the opening of the Aliko Dangote refinery in Lagos. Details shortly. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you.
Africa is not all about the crisis in Sudan. Africa is not all about poverty, deprivation, and destitute. Africa is not all about insecurity. I hope the CNN, the BBCs, and the Sky News of this world will be around to give maximum coverage to this function. Thank you very much, and may God bless us
all. Africa is not all about poverty, insecurity. Shettima. The Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima has said the African continent is not about the poverty and the crisis in Sudan being portrayed by the foreign media. Niger News reports that the former governor of Borno State said this on Monday at the inauguration of the Dangote Petroleum Refinery in the Ibeju-Lekki area of Lagos State. Shettima also stated that Africa is not all about insecurity, stressing that the commissioning of the largest oil refinery in the African continent should be given maximum coverage by foreign media houses. He said, Africa is not all about the crisis in Sudan. Africa is not all about poverty. Africa is not all about insecurity. I hope the CNN, the BBC, and the Sky News of this world will give maximum coverage to this event. African presidents at the event include President Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria, Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana, President Faure Gnassingbé of Togo, President Mahamat Deby of Chad, President Macky Sall of Senegal, and President Mohamed Bazoum of Niger. Other dignitaries at the event were the Vice President-elect himself, Kashim Shettima, the presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party (NNPP) in the 2023 election, Rabiu Musa Kwankwanso, the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party (LP), Peter Obi, former governor of Delta State, James Ibori, former governor of Cross River, Donald Duke, former governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, and former governor of Bayelsa State, Seriake Dixon. Others are former Senate President Bukola Saraki, Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives Ibrahim Wase, Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State, Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun State, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, Governor Babagana Zulum of Borno State, Governor Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State, Nigerian businessman Adedeji Adeleke, and Nigerian billionaires Femi Otedola and Tony Elumelu. Meanwhile, the Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima has met with one of the aspirants for the speakership position in the 10th National Assembly, Yusuf Gagdi. Niger News reports that Gagdi and 6 other aspirants have rejected the zoning formula for the leadership of the 10th National Assembly released by the National Working Committee of the All Progressives Congress (APC). The APC-NWC had picked Tajuddin Abbas, Kaduna and Northwest for the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and Benjamin Kalu, Abia Southeast, for the Deputy Speaker. Speaking with The Punch, Gagdi disclosed that he reached out and met with the Vice President-elect regarding the zoning arrangements and his ambition to become the next Speaker. The lawmaker stated that the meeting was not related to the visit of Abbas and Kalu to Shettima recently and was not about reaching out to aggrieved aspirants, popularly known as the G7. The speakership aspirant, however, said the former governor of Borno State did not ask him to step down. He said, I reached out to him before he made this comment when the joint task led Abbas and Kalu to Shettima. There was an appointment that I was going to meet with him, and he did not tell me to step down. I think my meeting with him had a relationship with me contesting to be Speaker, but no discussion whatsoever is related to the visit of the so-called anointed candidate and reaching out to members of the G7. I met him as a political leader of the North and to tell him about my intention to run for Speaker, because up until that moment, I had not officially declared that to him. I told him and he prayed and wished me well. If there was any engagement regarding the issue of who becomes Speaker, whether reaching out to us to support Tajuddin Abbas or not, I have not discussed that with the VP-elect yet. When asked about Tinubu reaching out to the G7, Gagdi said the group had resolved that we must produce one person among us, and that is our stand. And if Asiwaju calls me, not them, my own struggle, no matter how expensive it looks, I am not struggling for myself. I am struggling for the common Nigerians. Being a speaker is not a do-or-die affair. I will only listen if justice is done to my zone. If the APC had consulted widely with leaders of the party as well as members-elect of the National Assembly as it did in 2019, when it adopted Ahmed Lawan and Femi Gbajabiamila for President of the Senate and Speaker of the House, respectively, you wouldn't have this problem. But when you think everybody is nobody, people begin to show that within their little powers, they are powerful. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. Ahead of the May 29 inauguration date, President Muhammadu Buhari will on Thursday, May 25th, confer the national honors of GCFR and GCON respectively on President-elect Bola Tinubu and Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima. This was made known on Thursday by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, SGF, Boss Mustafa, who is also the chairman of the Presidential Transition Committee, during a World Press Conference in Abuja. Mustafa, during the press conference to bring the public up to speed on the programs of activities planned for the 2023 presidential inauguration, assured that nothing will stop the inauguration from taking place as planned. He announced the theme for the inauguration as Nigeria Better Together. Let me say without any fear of contradiction, there will be an inauguration on 29th of May. We will proceed with the inauguration of the President-elect, Tinubu, and the litigation will continue. Our Constitution and Electoral Act have dealt with that. Our laws are sacrosanct, the SGF submitted. Speaking about security arrangements for the inauguration, the National Security Advisor, Babagana Monguno, retired, said all necessary things are already in place and arrangements have been concluded for the accreditation and issuance of passes and identity documents for all security agents. He warned those who have no business around the vicinity of the event to steer clear, but added that they are not envisaging any negative occurrence during the handover ceremony. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.